Day 2 of Gen Con 2021 continues, and I've got the pleasure of talking with Adam Minton from Funko Games.
Hello, everyone.
And amazingly enough, we're not out on the exhibit hall floor. There's this room that's been set aside with all the Funko goodies. As you can see, we've got some of this already on the table. I'll be doing some B-roll. You'll get closer looks. Don't worry. So first off, thanks for taking time out to talk with me.
Thank you.
So let's talk about some of the stuff that's out. One game I have to point out that I have been trying to get, damn you, Target, is the Goonies.
Yes, the Goonies never say die.
Yes.
So the Goonies is a lot like a RPG, where there is a GM, the Goondocks Master, and 9 scripted adventures. So the Goondocks Master leads the other players who play as the Goonies through these 9 adventures. They're all replayable. The first 3 essentially follow the plot of the movie, from when the Goonies land in the caves to when they escape from the Fratellis on the beach.
Right.
The other 6 get weird. I'm not going to say any spoilers.
As if the Goonies wasn't already a little weird, but yeah.
Yep, it gets weirder and weirder, more epic, more exciting.
Turns out it was all aliens, folks. Oh, crap. I just spoiled it.
Come on. No,
that's
no
scenario
aliens.
9. Sorry, gang.
And yes, like you said, it's currently at Target, coming everywhere else in January.
Right.
Also coming out.
So I have to ask one other thing about
of
the
course.
Goonies is, do I need to play a Cyndi Lauper soundtrack?
Absolutely. Of course you do.
So. And remember, she had 2 songs in that movie. 2. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, it's totally fine. And then alongside when we announced the Goonies, we also unveiled that along with the 9 adventures, we were developing 3 more highlighting the teenagers. So this is an expansion called Under the Goondocks, a Never Say Die adventure. And we have Andy, Brand, and Steph joining the Goonies with their own story that highlights their specific characters.
Okay.
It's 3 additional adventures, so we're up to 12 adventures that you can play through as the Goonies. We have the bad guy Troy. All of these characters are playable within the base game. And again, things continue to get weird. There's lots of surprises in the box, not only from the story, but inside the box itself. You're going to find some goodies hidden in there as if you were exploring the caves.
So I have to ask, as far as the GM player,
Yes.
do they stay involved because they're essentially trying to use the villains to defeat the Goonies?
Absolutely. So it is the GM versus the Goonies.
Okay.
So they have their own script to the point where we actually give them the dialogue to read when the Goonies encounter certain traps or certain secrets or certain big story points.
Just read aloud for them.
Yep. It tells you where to lay out everything, so it's very straightforward, very approachable for anyone who has or hasn't played something like an RPG before.
Sure. That's not my audience.
You're pros. So yeah, I mean, it's completely straightforward, completely playable out of the box, has everything you need.
And I'll be able to buy it at other stores come January. Sweet. Damn you, Target!
We love Target.
No,
Don't listen to him.
I'm teasing.
We love Target. They've been a very good partner. But yeah, I mean, it's just very in demand.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to keep it on the shelves.
Right. I understand that.
Yep.
I'm just teasing. I got nothing against Target. Something else that came out recently, because we're gonna say the big release at Gen Con here for a little bit later.
Yep.
But you also had Fast and the Furious.
Yes.
And I understand, isn't that like 3 missions?
Yeah, so there are 3 different scenarios. So it is a cooperative game where you are living out the epic stunts from the Fast and Furious franchise. There are tank assaults where you're trying to crash a tank. There are chopper takedowns where you're trying to wreck a chopper. There's the semi-truck heist, where you're trying to pull off basically the opening scene of the first movie, stealing from the semi-truck.
Right.
You play as Team Toretto. There are 6 different characters, 4 different cars. You pick your character, you pick your car, you match them up. Gives you certain stats. You're working together, again, trying to pull off these epic stunts represented by stunt cards. You're trying to ram something off the road or do a tightrope to clothesline a car. Cars are crashing at the end of every round because you're going 80 miles an hour down a highway.
Right.
Things smash back and destroy anything in its path. So it's very high energy, very strategic.
And very realistic, just like the movies. I mean, this is all physics-based.
It is as real as the movies, for sure.
It's realer than the movies.
And yeah, so we have that in the booth here at Gen Con as well.
Yep, that's out in stores. That is available now.
Yep, available everywhere.
Yes. So, there's another game that's making, it's kind of a debut title here at Gen Con, and I know a lot of people are excited about it.
Yep.
It's the Rocketeer.
The Rocketeer, Fate of the Future. So this is our love letter, not only to the movie, but also to the gamers and the hobby stores. So the hobby market is extremely important to us, right? We are Prospero Hall. We are Funko Games.
Right.
We care a lot about the gamer. So this is not at any big box store.
Right.
This is only going to be available through the end of this year at your local game store. So this is a 2-player game designed for 2 players, which is very rare to find a game that doesn't play down to 2. It is for 2 players, where you play either as the good guys trying to protect the rocket plans, or the bad guys trying to steal the rocket plans.
Neville Sinclair, you bad boy,
Yep.
you.
Neville Sinclair leads the bad guys. Cliff the Rocketeer leads the
Secord,
good guys.
yeah,
Yep.
Secord.
Yep. And so you're moving around 1939 LA. I mean, just look at the gorgeous gold foil matte finish, Art Deco art.
Isn't the timer also when the Zeppelin arrives in LA?
Yep.
You gotta.
The Zeppelin is doing its goodwill tour.
Yep.
When it hits LA, that's when the game ends. And then there's an epic finale. So throughout the game, you've been collecting finale cards. And once the Zeppelin hits LA, you reveal all those finale cards. It has your points, but it also tells you the final epic battle and how it plays out for whoever wins.
Okay. What else you got cooking? Because I understand you shocked me by mentioning that Funko Games has about 100 games.
Yeah.
In the catalog.
Yep.
And I actually literally fell off the chair.
It's true. It's true. You can't see it, but he has a cast on his leg
Yeah,
now.
right, exactly. Injured myself tremendously. And I was really amazed by that.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about, if you can, about what's maybe on the horizon for people to keep an eye out for.
Absolutely. So right before Gen Con, the day before, we revealed 2 major new games that are coming early next year and next summer. So the first one is The Warriors Come Out to Play, and we need to say it. I wish I had
I was going to say, get the
beer
3
bottles.
and
Come out to play. Yeah.
Warriors.
Yep. So this is essentially, if you're familiar with the movie, if you're not, go watch it. 1979 cult
I was
classic.
going to say it's a cult classic.
Yep. So you play as the Warriors. It is a cooperative game for 2 to 4 players. You pick your warrior. Any warrior you don't choose, by the way, is still in the game because you take their cards, and instead of giving them to one of the players, you stack them in the draft deck because you're taking additional cards throughout the game. So all the warriors are always in every game, which is lovely. So you start right after the, spoiler, the assassination of the head of the Gramercy Rifts. I know. It's not like it's the first scene of the movie or anything.
No, it's not as if the movie hasn't been out 40 years.
Yep. And so you are trying to, you've been framed for the assassination, so you're trying to fight your way through Manhattan from the Bronx all the way down to your home of Coney Island. Once you get there, there's an epic showdown. There are a lot of really grungy punk mechanics in the game. So not only is the art style very punk, we've kept the gameplay very fresh and raw. There is player elimination in battles. There is a lot of press your luck, where you're trying to gain additional resources, weapons, and abilities. But in order to do that, you're also encountering the iconic radio announcer. All you ever see is her mouth against the microphone. It is, "Hey, boppers." And so she is giving clues to the other gangs. So as you're trying to gain abilities, it's kind of slowing you down, right? So the other gangs might actually catch up to you.
Sure.
So you have to balance, okay, is it worth getting this weapon that might really help me, but knowing that it might spawn a sudden fight that we might not be ready for.
Right.
So it's
the baseball Furies. They were pushovers. You know, they had those bats. Come on. If I remember right, most of the Warriors take those bats out of the other guys' hands and beat them with them. So
sure. I mean,
not much of a gang.
It is a brutal gang warfare, the entire game. So it is raw, grungy, and really, really fun.
So obviously it's for ages 6 and up.
Absolutely no. It is ages 13 and up. Gameplay, you know, is strategic, but you are working together.
Okay.
So, yeah, it is definitely a gang game.
So, hey, that's right, and this is the gaming gang. So
there you go.
Look at that. Look at that fit.
Look at that segue.
I was going to say segue. So you said that was one of the announcements, but there are 2.
Yes, there
So
was
what
a
is the
second
other?
one that I'm hoping you're going to link to the trailer, because we also announced our first ever legacy game, and the first ever legacy game based on a major franchise, and that is Jurassic World. A legacy game.
Okay.
Yep.
Jurassic World. Okay.
So one thing to note, Jurassic World, think of it like the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, where it covers the entire franchise.
Sure.
That's Jurassic World. So actually, this game starts before Jurassic Park,
Of course.
covers the entire franchise and beyond.
Wow.
So it is an epic, proper legacy game. It is the largest game we've ever developed, not only in physical size, but also scale and scope.
I heard a rumor that the box is going to weigh in about 40 pounds. So,
That is one heck of a rumor.
because it actually comes with real fossils.
Yeah, it actually has a actual DNA lab that you get to create. No. But in the trailer, and also we have lifestyle photography of this gorgeous gal. This is one of the many. We have to call it a miniature, but it's far from mini. And the detail is spectacular. They're like little vignettes in themselves. I'm sure you can see here.
I'm going to actually shoot some B-roll close-ups so they
Perfect.
get a great look at that.
Yeah. And both Warriors and Jurassic World Legacy are on display in our booth. So you can come check it out if this is coming out during Gen Con at all.
It is. It's probably later tonight, early tomorrow.
Great. Yeah. So come by our booth. Check out the Warriors. This is going to be on sale early next year.
Okay.
It is currently on pre-order on Amazon, but your local game store will also have it. But if you want to reserve your copy, I highly encourage you to. And then Jurassic World Legacy, title pending, will be out next summer.
Okay. Well, I guess summer blockbuster.
Summer blockbuster.
Anything else cooking or on the horizon that you're able to share with our audience?
Not that I'm able to share yet. However, we just started a newsletter. So funkogames.com/newsletter. Sign up for updates on Warriors, Jurassic World, and everything we have coming out next year. We've been averaging a couple dozen games a year. That's not slowing down.
Wow.
So we have some more epic games coming that we'll be announcing early next year.
So, speaking of the dozens of games,
Yeah.
is there a game from Funko that you think deserves more love, that maybe flew under people's radars?
I mean, Pan Am was the sleeper hit of
That
2020.
looked really cool.
Yeah, Pan Am is phenomenal. And just like Warriors, just like Rocketeer, it's a fandom that no one was expecting, right? We are taking these fandoms and these concepts and very recognizable names and properties and turning them into sincerely phenomenal tabletop experiences, right? Everything we do is designed from the ground up.
Sure.
So Pan Am, if you haven't checked it out yet, definitely check that out. We also have Haunted Mansion. We have Back to the Future, Back in Time, Godzilla, Tokyo Clash. These are all games that came out last year.
One game that needs more love.
I can't.
not all of
I
them.
can't pick one game. I'm sorry.
You just start running the whole list alphabetically.
Yep. This year we have It's a Small World. We have a bunch of holiday games, a bunch of stocking stuffer card games. Check out funkogames.com. You'll be blown away by the number of titles that are there in 2 years.
I wish you guys made some games. I mean, I don't know.
We got nothing. We got nothing for you.
Adam, any final words you want to share with our audience?
I mean, stay tuned. We have a lot of news coming out early next year. There's tons of titles yet to come out this year. They've all been announced, so you can pre-order them, reserve them at your game store, or whatever property you want to pick up.
Yeah.
We got plenty. We got something for everybody.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, I mean, Funko's motto is everyone's a fan of something, and we celebrate that as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's obvious from the pops. That, you know, if you're a fan of anything,
Yep.
there is a pop vinyl of it somewhere.
Yep, and we're reflecting that in our catalog lineup for our games as well.
Excellent. Adam, thank you so much for taking some time.
Absolutely,
out here.
thank you.
Oh, you're still here. Well, while you're kicking it, how about subscribing to the Gaming Gang channel? Or seeing the latest episode of the Gaming Gang Dispatch? Or finding out what YouTube recommends you check out here at my channel? And of course, don't forget, get your geek on at thegaminggang.com.